The Genetic Council's verdict had been absolute. Anna's file glowed red on every screen in the central archive, a scarlet warning to any potential mate. Cardiovascular weakness, predisposition to autoimmune disorders, vision degradation markers. In the year 2547, when humanity had spread across 17 star systems and perfected the art of genetic selection, she was classified as Grade F, unsuitable for reproduction. Oliver had seen the file 100 times. As a xenobiologist stationed on the frontier world of Kepler 442b, he'd reviewed genetic profiles as part of his standard diplomatic duties. The Zenthari, their alien neighbors, had been fascinated by humanity's obsessive cataloging of their own DNA. They found it both amusing and disturbing. "You sort your own kind like defective machinery," Ambassador Zixthal had once remarked, their translucent tentacles rippling with what Oliver had learned to recognize as confusion. "You discard those who do not meet arbitrary standards." How very efficient. The word had stung because Oliver knew it was meant to. He first met Anna in person at the colony's atmospheric processing plant. She worked in environmental systems, a role deemed suitable for those of limited genetic value. The job required intelligence, creativity, and an intuitive understanding of complex ecosystems, but it didn't require perfect genes. She was calibrating the oxygen mixture for the terraformed sectors when he arrived for his inspection. Her hands moved with practiced precision across the holographic controls, adjusting nitrogen levels, monitoring bacterial cultures that converted the planet's toxic atmosphere into breathable air. "Dr. Chen," she said without looking up, "you're early." "I prefer punctuality to surprise inspections," Oliver replied, watching her work. "You've increased the cyanobacteria population in Sector 7 by 15%. The native flora was struggling with the oxygen content. This species is more adaptable." She finally turned to face him, and Oliver saw eyes that held no shame, no resignation, only fierce intelligence and quiet defiance. "I know it wasn't in the approved protocol. Write me up if you need to." He didn't write her up. Instead, he asked questions. They talked for 3 hours about atmospheric chemistry, about the surprising resilience of Earth species in alien soils, about the philosophical implications of terraforming. She challenged every assumption he made, offered perspectives he hadn't considered. Over the following weeks, Oliver found excuses to visit the processing plant. Their conversations expanded beyond science, to literature, to the ethics of genetic selection, to what it meant to be human when humanity had become an engineering project. "Do you ever resent it?" he asked one evening as they watched Kepler 442b's twin suns set over the newly green valleys. "The classification system?" Anna was quiet for a long moment. "I resent that they think reproduction is the only measure of worth," she finally said. "I keep 17 million people alive with breathable air. I've designed ecological systems that will sustain life for centuries. But because my heart has an irregular rhythm and my grandmother had lupus, I'm stamped unsuitable." "The Zenthari think we're insane," Oliver said. The Zenthari might be right. 3 months later, Oliver submitted his formal declaration of intent to the Genetic Council. He wished to partner with Anna, not for breeding purposes, for companionship, for collaboration, for love. The response was swift and predictable. His supervisor scheduled an emergency review. Dr. Marcus Webb appeared on the holographic display, his expression a mixture of concern and disappointment. "Oliver, you're a grade A genetic profile. Superior cognitive function, no hereditary diseases, excellent physical specimen. You have a duty to the species." "To do what?" Oliver interrupted. "To treat people like breeding stock? To reduce human worth to a genetic scorecard? To ensure humanity's survival," Webb said firmly. "We've eliminated countless diseases, extended our lifespan, enhanced our capabilities, and created a caste system based on DNA." Oliver leaned forward. "I've spent 5 years working with the Zenthari. Do you know what they've taught me? That a species' strength isn't in genetic uniformity. It's in diversity and different perspectives, and valuing individuals for more than their reproductive potential. This is about that woman, the Great F. Her name is Anna, and yes, this is about her. It's also about us, about what we're becoming." The council denied his request, of course, but they couldn't stop him from living with Anna, from building a life with her. They couldn't prevent him from citing her as co-author on his research papers. or from recommending her for the Colonial Innovation Award, which she won for her revolutionary atmospheric processing techniques. What the council didn't anticipate was the ripple effect. Other scientists began questioning the genetic classification system. The Zenthari formally lodged a complaint with the Interspecies Council, calling humanity's breeding programs ethically primitive. Colony worlds, where survival depended on innovation rather than genetic perfection, began ignoring Earth's mandates. 2 years later, Anna stood beside Oliver as they addressed the reformed Genetic Ethics Committee. She presented data showing that genetic diversity, including unfavorable markers, had been crucial to humanity's successful colonization of hostile worlds. People with inferior genes had proven more adaptable, more creative, more essential than the perfect specimens bred in Earth's genetic laboratories. We almost bred out the very traits that make us human, Anna concluded. Resilience, adaptability, the ability to thrive despite our flaws, not just because of our strengths. The legislation passed by a narrow margin. Genetic classification for social purposes was abolished. The old files were sealed, their red warnings finally dimmed. That night, in their home overlooking the terraformed valleys, Oliver held Anna close. Through the window, they could see the lights of the growing colony, a testament to human persistence, to the triumph of those who'd been deemed insufficient. "Do you think it'll last?" Anna asked. "The reform? I think we proved something important," Oliver said. "That the value of a person isn't written in their DNA. It's written in their choices, their contributions, their courage to challenge a system that says they don't matter." Anna smiled. Very philosophical for a xenobiologist. "I learned from the best," he replied, kissing her forehead. "From a woman they said wasn't fit to shape humanity's future, who ended up doing exactly that." Outside, Kepler 442b's twin moons rose over a world made green by human ingenuity and determination, by people who refused to be defined by their genetic code, by those who understood that humanity's greatest strength had never been perfection. It had always been the stubborn, beautiful refusal to accept limitations. It had always been the choice to see worth where others saw weakness, to find love where others saw only data, to build a future not through genetic engineering, but through the oldest human technology of all, compassion.